Wives, you're never going to be able to berate your husband into doing anything good. You're not going to be able to criticize him into doing the good that you want to see out of him. Even if the thing you're criticizing him about is true, your feelings are valid. I'm not taking anything away from the fact that it's a challenge for your marriage, it's a challenge for you, for your family. But my point is that even though there's validity to how you feel and whatever, the answer and the solution is never criticism. The Bible says respect and honor your husband. So what is the better approach? And you know what? I'm not all that wise and I'm not all that excellent at this, but I've observed and I feel the need to share this. So your husband is falling short of something that you feel is his duty, or, okay, let's say like he's not being much of a spiritual leader. He's not, taking initiative in the ways that you think he should. First of all, I want to say that you ought to have a good sense of who you married, so that to criticize him is to criticize yourself. You chose him with his shortcomings and everything, right? And you have shortcomings too, by the way, right? That's definitely the case in my marriage. I have plenty of shortcomings. Thomas has his as well. And love covers a multitude of sins. Not criticism, love. So that's, just to start. Now, let's say, like I said, he's neglecting spiritual duties or something. One way that you could approach that, maybe, is like to come from a place of interest, of like, I love that you are the father to our kids, da da da. I'm sure there are things that you would love to like instill in them, some life lessons, some morals. I want to take the time to talk to you about this. I was wondering, like, what are da 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 da? Like, can we write some things down? I would love to. I know there's so much I love about you that you can pass down to the kids. I would love to hear, like, what do you think the life lessons? Da, da, da. Maybe you never thought about it. In your mind, it's intuitive. Duh. Of course, when you have kids, you should think about what kind of dad do I want to be? What do I want to teach them? But whatever, the things of life get in the way. Maybe they just haven't applied much thought to it, or maybe they have, but they haven't written it down. And so it's not very real for them to be able to act on it in intentional ways. Like the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. Very often when we don't write things down, we struggle to execute on them. So be his helper in that sense. Listen to him, write for him, and then bring it back to his remembrance, in gentle ways. And if you see him falling short, if you see him, instilling something that's not as virtuous or neglecting, share from a place of vulnerability and make it personal instead of from a place of like blame and criticism, right? So saying, you know what, I heard you say this to our son, and to be honest, I felt really hurt because I'm concerned that this is the impact that it's going to have or whatever. And then have a hard conversation about that. I'm not suggesting it's an easy conversation. I'm sure it's going to be challenging, but from a place of vulnerability and concern versus from a place of blame and insult, right? And I'm not suggesting that that's, this is all going to make everything better overnight, but I guess I'm trying to give you a different option and remind you, those of you who are struggling with your husbands, and of course, husbands, if you're listening to this, vice versa too. Try this with your wife. You have a better chance of a better outcome than saying, I'm disappointed. I expected you to do this. I don't trust you. Da, 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 da. You're not the kind of father. Like I said, to insult him is to insult yourself. You chose to marry him. You had a choice. Most of the people who are watching this had a choice in who they married. Most of us were not forced into marriage. So, yeah, I hope that is helpful. It's advice that I myself will try to, to take, and I do try to take. So, yeah, God bless you.